The Quiet Man is a character developed by James Robinson and artist Leonard Kirk. His initial appearance was as Aiden Toliver in Fantastic Four number 5, followed by an appearance as Cully Moore in Fantastic Four number 8. The character ultimately disclosed his true identity as the Quiet Man in Fantastic Four number 14. The Fantastic Four have faced numerous supervillains, including Galactus, the Wizard, Count Nefaria, and Annihilus. However, one hidden mastermind may have caused the most harm to Marvel's superhero quartet before his identity was revealed. The new villains' machinations to destroy the Fantastic Four draw parallels to their run-ins with villains like the Kree, the Interdimensional Council of Reeds, Hate-Monger, Man and Giganto. Here's a look at the Quiet Man who's not so quiet in his actions. Before we go into our explanations, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is the Quiet Man? What is his backstory? Well, believe it or not, he started off as an Ivy League student at Columbia University. Super smart, top of his class, and then boom, he falls hard for Susan Storm. The problem? She was already into Reed Richards. And that was it. That rejection flipped a switch in him. He went from genius student to full-blown villain, holding a lifelong grudge against Reed and making it his mission to destroy the Fantastic Four. To pull this off, he built up crazy wealth, changed his appearance with advanced tech, and basically became a ghost, hiding in plain sight under different names and roles. That's how he got the nickname The Quiet Man. He'd infiltrate companies, take on powerful positions, and always stay untraceable. Professionally, he was a brilliant scientist, but no one knew of his success or existence. Since he remained undercover, he invented a device using a nanite-derived facial reconstructor that allowed him to change his appearance at will, as many times as he wanted. Such was his insanity of revenge against the Fantastic Four, that after assuming so many identities and appearances, he forgot how he looked, or what his original name was. He was a victim of his invention. Role of the Quiet Man in Marvel Comics. His whole villain arc is built around that unreturned love for Sue Storm. That's the fuel behind everything. One of his biggest schemes? He faked being a guy named Cully Moore, got hired as Reed's assistant at this eco-friendly company called Eden, which he secretly took over after killing the real founder. And while Reed was busy working, the Quiet Man kidnapped him and the future Foundation kids. But he didn't stop there. He also teamed up with the Wizard, Human Torch's enemy, and had a bunch of fake heroes impersonate Avengers from Franklin Richards' pocket dimension. He was playing a long, sneaky game, always operating in the shadows, always messing with the Fantastic Four when they least expected it. The Quiet Man was basically a professional pain in the neck for the Fantastic Four, always hiding, always scheming. He was constantly coming up with new ways to sabotage them. He took pride in being a mastermind and orchestrated all the chaos in the Fantastic Four's lives, especially in James Robinson's run in 2014. He manipulated events in a manner that tarnished the Fantastic Four's reputation in society, portraying them as villains. He framed the Thing for murder, kicked off lawsuits and scandals to ruin their public image, and even shut down the Human Torch's powers. At one point, he made it look like Reed and Sue were unfit parents. Oh, and get this, he opened portals to hell, let monsters loose on Earth, blamed Reed for it, and then swooped in pretending to be the hero. Yeah, he was that kind of villain. However, there's a silver lining in the storm, since Reed finally fought him and exposed him when his ally, the Psycho Man, ditched him. But unfortunately, the Quiet Man escaped undetected, disguised as Willie Lumpkin, the quartet's mailman. The Quiet Man was one of the most insidious villains the Fantastic Four had ever encountered. The worst part was that the Quiet Man operated undercover, further frustrating the quartet. It was like a mystery each time he struck. The Quiet Man earned every bit of his earnings, from inventing weapons and cracking scientific breakthroughs to torment the Fantastic Four. While Reed was able to expose his machinations, he was never able to uncover the Quiet Man's real identity, thanks to his facial reconstructor and shape-shifting powers similar to those of Mystique. It's said that the Quiet Man is one of the many manifestations of Reed Richards if he were to use his tact and mind for evil purposes. For instance, in the Earth 1610 version, Mr. Fantastic is known as the Maker, where Reed's nihilism led him to create an alternate reality in which he and Sue were married, thereby eliminating the presence of the Quiet Man. As his wish to unite with Sue had already been fulfilled in this alternate reality, Dr. Doom is another manifestation of Reed, where he, like Reed, wants to make the world a better place, but his style is different. He attempted to conquer Earth through combat, rather than through his heroic or philanthropic deeds. The Quiet Man has remained loyal to his motivations of hurting Reed Richards and his team purely out of revenge, which intensifies with each attack. Even after everything he's done to the Fantastic Four and getting exposed, the Quiet Man just doesn't quit. He's still out there, plotting Reed Richards' downfall like it's his full-time job. What I never really got, though, is why he tried to take credit for the Fantastic Four's battles with Dr. Doom, Annihilus, and even the Interdimensional Council of Reeds. Like, seriously, it kind of felt like he was just trying to brag in front of Sue Storm, like, hey, look what I did. If he was really that powerful, wouldn't he have taken them out way earlier? But with all the tech and money he has, he's still dangerous. He could show up again anytime, in any form. Looks, goals, abilities, personality of the Quiet Man. Since he has adorned so many disguises, no one really knows what he exactly looks like, but the image shown in comics is of a man with gelled hair, combed back, of average height, with sharp eyes, a pug-nosed appearance, and distinct features. He wears a buttoned-up suit that has a Chinese collar. To be honest, his attire reminds him of the dictator Kim Jong-un of North Korea. The Quiet Man's goals were simple and vengeful. He wanted to destroy the Fantastic Four, especially Reed Richards. His personality was obsessive and focused, which made him so dangerous and persistent in his attacks. He kept striking repeatedly. He possessed super genius intelligence, which was responsible for his terrific breakthrough as a scientist, albeit anonymously. He's a brilliant, omnidisciplinary scientist, similar to Reed Richards. As previously mentioned, he's achieved path-breaking success in science. He invented a nanite-based facial reconstructor and created Eden, an eco-friendly model city. Using his expertise, he sought revenge against Reed Richards and even claimed to have discovered a cure for cancer. The Quiet Man is a lonely and introverted man who secretly loved and pined for Susan Storm while studying at the university. He felt the same even when surrounded by people and admitted to not being a people person. His intense, introverted nature prevented him from professing his love for Sue Storm. Therefore, she never knew of his adulation and affection for her. It wasn't surprising that Sue Storm moved on with Reed Richards. Any woman would do that. Will I have a dream that someone loves me? No, right? So Sue Storm is not at fault here for moving on. The Quiet Man's revenge hardly feels justified. He sought revenge because he lived in a bubble called the Sue Storm Love Bubble, inside which he had made assumptions about how Sue preferred intelligent people and was hoping to use his intelligence to draw her towards him. Sue's preference for Reed Richards set the standard for the Quiet Man, who aimed to be even better than Reed Richards. No wonder he despised Reed, and his anger spread to all those who supported their relationship. As seen in issue number 14 of Fantastic Four Volume 5, the Quiet Man nursed his revenge in his world of anonymity, because in this world he was famous and respected for his intelligence. Although a villain, he knew he had wreaked havoc in the lives of the Fantastic Four with his schemes and inventive breakthroughs. No one could take that away from him, and his beloved Sue Storm had taken cognizance of his presence. Although she didn't know his identity, he was fine with it. Every weapon or destruction he planned was his way of showing off to Sue Storm. It was a crazy one-sided love affair that the Quiet Man had charted out for himself, powers and abilities. He showed an early talent for science, making discoveries and inventions behind the scenes. Within hours, he learned all he needed to work as a barrister. His most covert discovery was the nanite-derived facial reconstructor, which enabled him to alter his appearance with ease. He wasn't just working undercover, but also hiding in plain sight by taking another identity and a new face. No one knew where or how to spot him. He was that dangerous and tactful. While in his new avatar, he had the opportunity to keep a watch on people he met through his numerous shell companies. There came a time when he became a victim of anonymity and lost sight of his original self. The Quiet Man employed a range of actors to portray him, allowing him to make his social appearances. An example is John Eden, who offered Reed a job to join his company, was an actor hired by the Quiet Man while he played the role of Cully. He had a vast circle of actors, whom he hired to play various roles in his shell companies, creating a facade for the Fantastic Four and remaining undetected. He was extremely wealthy and had many faces and names, operating as the heads of several Fortune 500 companies. Marvelous verdict. William Shakespeare once said, "All the world's a stage, and we are mere actors." The Quiet Man probably took this saying seriously, as he operated like one, by hiring actors to play himself while he hid in the background, playing the role of a puppeteer. He created his world, which was like a play where he donned several roles as an actor to impress his heroine and beloved, Sue Storm, hoping she would notice him and his love. However, a man who resorts to destruction because of rejection isn't a man in love, but a man consumed by lust, because love is about giving not taking. How can he expect Sue Storm to be happy if the quiet man constantly endangers the presence of Reed Richards? I believe in love and have the will to face rejection. Every person is entitled to their likes and dislikes. Moving on, I hope you're liking our association with each other. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.